My son walks in the room and says, "Mama, don't worry. If anybody asks me, I will lie and tell them I'm not Muslim." And my heart sank, and that one is when I realized I can't be outside of the ring anymore.
It's unfortunate, that Trump is in office, but he may have been a catalyst to kind of create this awakening.
Folks are saying, are my rights protected in the same way now that we have this president who's there that doesn't really see me as an equal American? But at the same time, on the flip end, that's also empowered folks to say, no, these are my rights, you're removable, I'm not.
Despite a surge in hate crimes and all the anti-Muslim rhetoric coming from the White House, more Muslim Americans are running for office than ever before. At least 90 Muslim American candidates are running for office nationwide. Many of them are here in Michigan. Michigan is also a swing state that some blame for putting Donald Trump in the White House.
Did Trump have anything to do with you wanting to run?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of the icing on the cake for me. I was really frustrated with governance at both the local level and the state level. And I think for the Muslim American community in particular, there is so much to lose that the responsibility to be engaged and to raise voices matters a lot. I'm not running to be the first Muslim anything. I am running to be a great governor for my state.
But being a Muslim in politics comes with its challenges.
My own neighbor, I recall, when I knocked his door and I said, "Abdullah Hamoud, I'm running for state representative," he said, "I'm disgusted that you're my neighbor," and slammed the door back in my face.
How does this make you feel?
And you just have to tell yourself that the work must continue, that you're not there yet, that this utopia where everyone is treated equally is a distance away, but you're fighting just for today right now.
I also got, oh, don't vote for Rashida at a polling location, vote for Santa Claus, write that name down because we don't want to send Rashida to Lansing to bomb it. So you're going to get that backlash. But I also see such opportunity because 109 of my colleagues on the House floor in the Michigan House had never ever worked with a Muslima or American Muslim. The faith alone, Islam, is so misunderstood by so many. And that's why it's important that I'm out here door knocking because that direct human contact is important.
Hate crimes against Muslims have spiked in the last 2 years, and incidents targeting mosques increased tenfold from 2009 to 2016. In April, a video by a Republican candidate for governor, Patrick Colbeck, surfaced, claiming El-Sayed was part of a Muslim plot to start a civilization jihad.
I knew that when I jumped into this, there were going to be a lot of hateful people who targeted their sights on me. I think division is the tool of small people. And there are a lot of small people in leadership right now. And that's largely because many of us have stood out of the arena.
What would your message be to people who share Patrick's kind of sentiments?
To anybody that shares those sentiments, I'd say that willful ignorance is radical. And that all you have to do is reach out to ask questions. I invite any and everyone that would like to come down to the city of Dearborn. And I'll take you to Alter Road, where our mosque neighbors our churches. I'll take you to our middle and elementary schools where our youth play amongst each other regardless of any religion, identity, ethnicity, or the color of their skin.
Right now we're in Dearborn. We're at Hussein Dabajeh's house, and some young Muslim Americans are gathering to talk about politics, to have some tea. And why are we here? Why do you guys meet?
During Ramadan, it's when all our schedules collide. After iftar, no one has anything to do. We usually get together, talk politics.
But are you all in politics inherently, or how does it work?
So Rashida run a lot of campaigns, but Abdullah Hamoud's the one we're most proud of her for.
Awesome.
So she basically ran the helm.
None of us ever felt insecure in this nation or in this country as a community until 9/11. A lot of us, obviously, a lot of our rights were taken away as a community. The election of Trump for a lot of us was a reminder of that. And that was nowhere that we ever wanted to be again. So that's what triggered a lot of us to step up in that way.
When 9/11 happened, that was kind of like a wake-up call for all of us. The high school we went to was literally far-right extremists used to call it Hezbollah High.
What would you say is the reason why there's Muslim Americans running?
Yeah, we keep saying Muslim Americans, but I think it's also very important to note that the amount of amazing, powerful Muslim women that have spearheaded a lot of the changes within our community.
One of those women is Tlaib. She was a state representative in Michigan for 6 years, and now she's running for national office. You know, we've heard there's a lot more Muslim Americans running, but it really feels like there's also a lot more Muslim American women who are not just running, but politically engaged.
You know, women tend to be reactionary. You know, we tend to wait when we're needed, where men kind of get up and say, I'm gonna run for president, you know, and look what we got. So I think with women, we're much more analytical. We're waiting for that time where it's like, you know what, boys, clear out the room. I think it's time for us to come and fix the gun crisis, fix the education system. You had your chance. I think it's about time you give us a chance.
The candidates we spoke to aren't shying away from being Muslim American.
They're seeing me. I'm embracing being Palestinian. I'm embracing being Muslim. I'm embracing being Arab American. I'm embracing being a Detroiter. I don't want anybody, whatever their faith, being Jewish, being Muslim, being Catholic, being atheist, being whatever they, LGBTQ, whatever it is, I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to hide it.
Have you ever thought about changing your name?
I'm not interested in governing as anybody else but me, and that's the only person I can govern as. And so I am Abdul. I have had a beard since I was 19, and I pray a certain way, and I'm fully comfortable in being that guy. I like to think that in doing this, I have the opportunity to show a number of other people, young people, who are worried about this moment, who have to grow up as young people with President Donald Trump as their president, see themselves in what I'm doing.
Although I'm Muslim, I'm American. I'm just as American as anyone else. I was born and raised here. I've literally lived in this house on Miller since I was born. And our community is no longer just one voice. Our community is people that are in their 30s, in their 20s. But a lot of our parents' generation now, they trust us to lead.
When it comes to our generation, we're afraid to say what's on our mind, but they're not. That's why I want them to take the lead.
So I recently hosted the Michigan Muslim Capital Day in Lansing, and the hashtag that I used was "The Muslims are coming," and that's in jest, right? But it's also no, in truth, we are coming, and we are going to be engaged like any other American, and you're going to respect our voice like you respect anybody else's.
We're a fairly young population in America, and as we mature, you'll see us kind of spread throughout various fields, including public service. No longer are we just going to be doctors, lawyers, and engineers as our parents always wanted us to be. We're going to be journalists. We're going to be affiliated with the arts. We're going to seek public office. We're going to run campaigns, be field directors. And as we kind of mature within the American culture, I think we'll just continue to rise.